Well, let's see what's happening. Tim. Hmm.
Is anybody going to say hello?
Nine o'clock a.m.
Mr. Bonnet, I believe you just tried to say something, but you're muted, so you have to unmute your microphone in order to be heard. Lower left-hand corner of your screen.
Ah.
Oh, I heard somebody that time.
Hello. Well, I guess I'm normally late.
I got it. Hello, Bob.
Hello. Let's see, we got about 5 people so far. As what happened, I had to get up and make another cup of coffee, so it's still brewing, kind of. Be right back.
And I thought that it was when my image came on the screen that you got up and ran away real fast. And then
No.
Then I realized you had a cup of a coffee cup in your hand.
Well, I'm just trying to get it together here. This is my first attempt at this, and obviously it's all going to be recorded for posterity of the YouTube.
Are we the 3 only ones in the meeting?
So far, there's only 5 of us.
Okay. I called Norman yesterday, Norman Madara, but I couldn't reach him. I left message with his wife, so I don't know if he'll join or not. I hope he does.
Let me see what I'm supposed to do here. I think, how do I make this full screen? That's an interesting question. I guess I don't.
Well, the entire meeting full screen is the little bar, little white bar across the top of your screen has an X, a square, and a dash on it. You touch the square,
Yes.
it goes
Oh,
full
right.
screen.
Yeah, I was looking for something on the video. I got it now. Thank you. And all right, so now the other thing I wanted to do was this, because I'm the host, I've got to find the thing where I can see the list of participants. That's that over there. Okay, so we've got Bill Bonnet, Harvey Mintz, Tim, and M. Beasley. Oh, great. Good start. I'm hoping Tom Target will be here real soon. He's our nominal president, and I'm the sort of nominal Treasury Secretary, but whatever. Okay, so I have a list of things, of topics to do. I guess we have 40 minutes. I'm not sure if this thing is going to count down on my screen or not, but I imagine it will.
It will.
Oh, you've done these before?
Not only have I done it before, but I gave him $50 so I can stay on for longer than 40 minutes.
Oh my God. Well,
that's because I have this folk thing I do every Sunday.
You have a what thing?
It's a folk music thing that I occasionally take over for the guy who actually runs it.
Oh, that sounds.
When I take it over, I have to set the meeting up, and we want it to last 2 hours, so I had to give him $50.
Well, I think probably our club might give out the $50 for this if it's worthwhile and people like it. It's certainly a lot cheaper than the $200 that we were $260 we were paying for that place in Boynton Beach.
Well, if we want to keep on doing this, I'll make an offer. I am paid off for like the next 9 or 10 months. And so I can set the meetings up and it doesn't have to cost you the $50 because that's $50 a year and I'm using it for something else anyway.
Yeah, right.
When my time runs out, I'll probably just give them another $50 for the folk music thing in any case. So I can use it for this as well.
Well, that's a good possibility. Like I said, that I've got a list of things here to talk about, and one of them is the financial status of the club, which is kind of amazing when I think about it. But I don't know if anybody else is going to come.
Hard to say. I don't know if were you able to talk to Bill O'Brien?
I didn't call him. I guess I should have.
Let me see if I can reach him over the phone real quick.
Okay, that'd be good.
Why don't you try to reach Tom Target meantime?
All right, I could certainly do that because I did talk to him last night about it.
Bill, go to on his speaker.
So anyway, any other chit chat anybody wants to talk about? I suppose we could, I've seen some other people who talk about their latest acquisitions and stuff like that.
Good morning, Mr. Bill. I'm doing good.
Hello, Tom.
Did you check your email lately?
Are you getting online to, we got 5 people now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on it right now. So
all right, thanks. Bye.
Everybody's questioning about other members. So
Obviously, we don't expect the first
Okay.
time thing to be
I'll let 'em-
perfect, but,
I'll call you later and tell you what went on.
well,
Okay.
you tell them I'm gonna put this on YouTube. And,
Okay,
and,
I have a technical point I'd like to bring up because
yes,
I have vast Zoom experience for a couple of years.
okay,
There's 5 of us right now, and 1 is muted. The rest of the 4 have the mics open. If
yeah,
you get a fairly large meeting, 6, 7 people, and everybody's got their mics open at the same time, you get a lot of echoing
yes,
because of the way the system is set up. So it's advisable to stay muted unless you actually have something to say.
okay, well, that sounds good. I think, this doesn't seem to be a problem at this level.
At 5 or 6 people, it isn't. When you get to 8 or 9, it becomes
Okay,
absolutely
well,
terrible.
hopefully we will get to 8 or 9, but I
I'd
don't
like to
know.
experience it, yes.
Yes, exactly. That sounds good. Well, you know, I just about a half an hour ago, I finally figured out how to call this, I did a private meeting and then called it with my cell phone and then got online, and now I know a little bit about what's going on here. That's my level of expertise, but I hope I'm certainly willing to learn from you. Thank you very much.
My level of expertise is that I can set them up, I can run them according to the organization plan for the other organization I'm in, and
Yeah,
I can record them, and I can mute people if I'm the leader. I can mute people if they're making noise that they shouldn't be able to make. Outside of that, I haven't bothered to learn much of anything else because it's what I needed for the folk song thing.
exactly.
So I didn't bother to learn all the fancy stuff.
That's good. Okay. Well, like I said, I just talked to Tom, and Tom said that he was sitting there watching TV and he had forgot about it, but he's going to try to be on, so I hope that we'll just see him magically appear. Like I said, I've got a list of things. One of the things I wanted to tell people about is we still have a bunch of different features. The club has NAWCC99@gmail.com. So that's a feature. I mean, it's an email address that, and if the management changes and stuff like that, that can be directed to whoever's and could use it. We have a sort of a website where you can get a mug with the NAWCC logo on it at, well, let's see, I wrote it down here. cafepress.com/NAWCC99. Other merch and stuff. A shirt here that I have, you can see that. So anyway, and that's all done at cost. The club doesn't get anything from that, but their prices are a little high, so for just shirts and stuff like that. But anyway. Well, all right. Anyway, what else do we want to talk about here? Oh, well, the Florida Regional is now called something a little different. I think now it's Southeast Regional or something like that. And that's at St. Augustine here on what is it? On February 12th through the 17th. I'm going, and I've got 2 tables, one of which I've sort of allocated to try and promote the chapter. And I intend to make up some signs and stuff like that in a place where people can sign up if somebody just wanders by and says, oh my goodness, I didn't know there was a chapter still alive or trying to be. What else? Anyway. And well, I'm supposed to start out my thing by saying good morning to everybody. This is Bob Sheff from West Palm Beach, in case you don't know me. welcome to all past, future, and members of Chapter 99, and anyone else who wandered in wondering about clocks, watches, horology, and collecting. President Tom Target is not here yet, but he is coming real soon. That's a technical term in the computer biz, real soon now. And he seems to be interested in finding a new president. So, in the Florida Regional Lines, talked about that. So anyway, obviously anybody else who can think of any questions, go ahead and ask me, because I'm just sort of mumbling here of a list of things I was going to talk about. Topic one is the state of this club. We're kind of in limbo, obviously, since we haven't had a meeting here since 2020. And but in any case, we haven't spent any money since 2020. So we still got, strangely enough, there's that number again, $20,000 in cash in our account. And that's pretty nice. Unfortunately, Chapter 60 has evaporated in the meantime, and they had some money, I guess they gave to the National. So I just as soon not give it to the National, the 20K. I was thinking, you know, we got 5 people here. We could probably just buy tickets to France and do a tour of fabulous French clocks or something like that with that kind of money.
No. Fabulous Swiss watches.
Oh, well, you know, how many watch people do we have here? Actually, there's a question. I see 1.
I suspected that would be the limit.
I would think there'd be a little more, but we haven't actually had. I was thinking Henry Deere would be on here. And who else? There was somebody else who had emailed me asking what was happening. I might mention that I tried to do a survey of the status of people here a year or 2 ago. And the status of that was that there was a reasonable number of people, like 20 some odd people, who were willing to come to meetings at the old place and drink coffee and eat donuts for free. But nobody seemed to want to be president, vice president, board member, or whatever. So that was kind of disheartening. And I kind of got sidetracked with a bunch of other things, so whatever. Anyway, moving right along. So communication may be the biggest problem here. And I think we got probably less than half of the people who even opened the emails that I sent to look at it. And I don't know, I guess I can find out from the email people that who opened it, but whether or not they opened it just to find the unsubscribed was another story. Only one person unsubscribed. A couple people I unsubscribed because they have passed away.
When you send out emails, if
Yeah.
you look through your email sending software, there should be a flag that you can set that says you want a return receipt, and that will send email to you when somebody opens up the email that you sent.
Yeah, okay, I could do that, but
Then you don't have to rely on anybody else to see who did what.
No, at any time after I have made a send, I can look at the status of every one, and it says whether or not they've opened it, or as far as that goes, how many times they've opened it, which is sort of interesting. Some people have opened the email 5 times. I don't know. Maybe their memory is getting as bad as mine. Who knows? But
They could
All
just
right.
be using the unread status of the email as a reminder that they have something they need to do. That's what I do.
There you go. There's a thing. All right. That sounds like an idea. Anyway, let's see, what else was I gonna say here? And I say, well, I was hoping for a few more people here, but obviously sooner or later, maybe Tom and maybe Bill.
Bill O'Brien said he wouldn't join.
Okay.
He doesn't. He's actually trying to sell all his clocks and everything. I think he lost interest on all the horological stuff. So
Yeah,
Bill.
seems to me a couple of months ago, I talked to him about something else, and he was telling me he thought that the prices were coming down too much, and he wanted to. It wasn't as exciting as it used to be, and that's probably the case. But then again, that's the way life is. Lots of times things don't come and go with excitement. So what else did I have here on the list? The real question here is if we could get some people to put a little energy into it, and obviously we have one person who's going to put the energy into setting up the meetings on the video. That's good. Now, if we could get somebody to come up with a program, that'd be even better, because you know, some of these clubs around the country, if you look at the NAWCC national chart, or national, what do you call it, webpage events, sometimes they have really nice presentations on all sorts of interesting things. I learned about the clock in Prague from one guy one time, and another guy who was doing a restoration of some interesting wooden cases and things like that. Anyway, that'd be nice. And the other thing, actually, that some of those that I've collected, I imagine I can replay them as part of a program, for example. That's another thing I was thinking about. So it might be interesting. Is there any number of people who'd be interested in that kind of a deal, where we just have a little meeting and say, you know, is anything happening? Do you have anything that's new and exciting? You got something you really want to get rid of that you think somebody else might be interested in? That's a sort of a thing here.
If I may, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Tim Quill, and I am a member of the Ohio Chapter 23, and live in Kentucky, but also have a place in Vero Beach. I'm relatively new to collecting, and so I'm really thrilled to find out that the 99 is coming alive again. I'm glad to volunteer to do some things. However, I am a snowbird, of course. Relative to one of your questions you just asked, there's a group that's out of Louisville, and every week on Wednesday morning from 8 to 8:30, they hold a Zoom meeting, and everything that you just described is described and discussed in those meetings. It's open to everybody. I can send you a link. It's a guy named Franklin that holds the Zoom. So I'm glad to share that information with you and with them, because they're wanting to promote more activities for NAWCC clock and watch collectors. And there's apparently quite a few watch people that are in that particular club. So anyway, myself, I've been new to Vero Beach, used to live near Fort Lauderdale, And I've been looking for opportunities to find clocks around the South Florida area. Haven't had beans for luck, so quite surprised that there weren't a lot more. I have been to the St. Augustine meeting, and in fact, Lakeland, I guess the year before, and plan to be at St. Augustine in February as well. So I hope to meet you there, Bob. But anything I might do to try to promote, I'm happy to try to support as much as I can.
Well, thank you, Tim, very much. I like your enthusiasm, and maybe we can get together and make sure that the table for Chapter 99 has somebody there most of the time, or at least maybe we can put a few telephone numbers on the table. If you can think of some nice signs, for example, that we have on that table, that would be a good thing too. As far as you're asking about clocks in South Florida, the aforementioned Bill O'Brien has a fabulous collection. And if he's trying to get rid of it, there's an excellent opportunity. On the other hand, he probably wants top dollar. So like we all do, but you know, money speaks. Ask $100 for something, and somebody comes real close to 95 or 90 or whatever like that, you can probably dislodge it. Who knows?
With the way that the market on antique clocks has plummeted, oh my God, it's just so frustrating. But yeah,
Tom,
if you could share with me his contact detail, that'd be great. What city is he in?
He's in Fort Lauderdale.
He's in Lauderdale.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Right near the freeway.
I pity him. That's why I moved from down there.
Well, maybe that's what he's planning on doing too. And like when I moved from Palm Beach to West Palm Beach, I spent a lot of time clocks in my car back and forth and back, and that was a big problem because I didn't, there was a lot of messy situations that I didn't want the packing people to have anything to do with because I was embarrassed, of course. Well, good morning, Tom. Target. You got your video on? No, you don't. I think we can speak, Tom, if you, the video seems to be working here.
He needs to unmute himself. There you
How's
go.
that?
Oh, can I?
We got signal? Got audio?
Let's see.
I can hear you, Tom. Yeah.
I'm hearing audio. I'm not sure about the signal to noise ratio, but
Signal to noise ratio.
Well,
Who said that?
Is it okay?
I think it is.
and thank you, Tim, for laughing at that.
there you are. Hail to the chief. There's the president. Anyway, Tom, we're going to have this meeting on YouTube, so you can learn all of the stuff we talked about already. We elected you unanimously.
Okay. Great.
So as past president or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, I guess maybe we got sidetracked. Tim was talking about his has a desire to do a little bit of stuff to help out, so that's nice. For Tom's, I don't know if Tom can see everybody, but there's 2, 4, 6 people now.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I was just talking about St. Augustine, how I'm going to be there with a table for me and a table for the club. So people can come to the thing and maybe learn about the club and maybe do the table or something like that. I don't know exactly how, but we'll put up, make up some signs maybe if nobody's going to be at there. Anyway. So and Tim's story about the thing, Tim, maybe you can put into the chat or something like that. What does this say? I'm running out of time already? Holy smoke. Can't be. But I guess I don't want to upgrade now necessarily. Is there anything else I wanted to say?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Zoom. I find Zoom meetings are fine for folk singing if you're doing it in a circle, and they're okay for chat discussions like this. But if you want to look at a watch, I'm not sure anybody has the equipment to zoom in on a watch close enough so that you can see it. Probably the same thing with clocks, although you don't have to get quite as close with a clock as you have to with a watch. So at some point, would we be able to meet in person someplace so we can show stuff to each other? Because if we only do it on Zoom, I think it's going to go dead pretty quick.
Well, I think that it'd be nice to be able to meet on particular things. People can put suggestions into the chat if they can't think of anything off the time. I don't know if that's or as far as that goes, email to NAWCC99@gmail.com. And I think the chat stuff stays with the video, but I'm not sure. What else is that thing there? So anyway, is there anything else that I might have? I didn't see anything else on my list that I didn't really get to here.
Yeah, the only thing that you're going to run into is trying to find a location that makes financial sense and is convenient for everybody. I know some of the guys are pretty far away from Palm Beach, and the venues are always tricky.
Right.
We've got this place over here in Boynton Beach that I could probably reestablish contacts with, and deciding on a day,
Right.
when you want to do it.
Actually, as far as that place is concerned, it's a lot cheaper on Saturday than it is on Sunday. But on Sunday, we had the whole building to ourselves, and we didn't have any other people wandering in, which was really,
well, and
really nice.
At the end of the day, are we really saving our money? If it costs more money to have it on a Sunday, that's okay with me if it doesn't bother anybody else.
Okay, well, all right. So my computer just told me my battery saver is running low, but whatever. We're about ready to log out of here. People can please tell me, send me emails to NAWCC99@gmail.com. And we can keep this discussion going. If some number of us want to do this again next week, and suggest that 9 a.m. isn't convenient, suggest a different time and place. I'm more than willing to discuss any of these things with everybody, and I can obviously send out really easily those emails to everybody on the list, and maybe we can get more people showing up. I think relative to the question about can you show a watch, I just tried something, which is from my cell phone, I joined a meeting, and you could use your cell phone to make a much better picture of a watch than trying to deal with a camera that's built into your laptop or whatever you're doing here. So that was one of the things I was thinking about, is if it got totally boring here, I could do a tour of my mess of clocks and things, which maybe some of you can see in the background. There's some interesting things here. Amazingly enough, since the COVID, I've had an influx of money and bought way too many clocks. And I don't know how to sell them. So if we're going to have any classes, it'd be really nice if we could get the people, somebody who knows how to sell, to give a class in selling clocks. Maybe Bill O'Brien would do that.
Yeah, I think Bill's probably your guy. You know, he's had an eBay site for years, and he can tell you what's practical and what's not practical. You know, in today's market, there's
Right.
certain things that you're just going to have to blow out and just take whatever you can get for it. And then, you know, there's a few things that still bring a fair price, and
Right.
he kind of knows off the top of his head.
And one of the interesting things, I've been able to tour regionals last year, and I got an interesting thing is that they now have free tables where people just, for the clocks that they can't sell, you know, got something, you paid $10 for it and you can't get 5. Just give it into the free table, and somebody who's got other things to do with it can take it. Interestingly enough, I picked up more things in the free tables than I sold. So what the heck, right? But anyway, so I guess this is about time that we're, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if they shut you off at 40 minutes.
They shut you off.
Okay, well,
You'll get an
goodbye to
alarm on your
everybody, in
screen and
case
it'll
you
shut you
haven't,
off.
I could show you maybe here my latest acquisition.
Oh, that's cute.
A precision alarm clock made to look like R2D2, I think, from the 30s.
That's cool.
And I saw one of these on someplace in auction and missed it for cheap. So then I went looking for one, and then I finally got this one, not too expensive. So I mean, I'm thinking it was certainly $50 or less. But in any case, it's going to be real interesting trying to make up the new, fix up the dial on here. So anybody else has got anything else they can hold up? Do it until they shut us off.
Yeah, I don't have anything that's portable. Everything I've got is, you know, static.
So do I, yeah.
Well, I just thought of something here too. This is one of my latest projects some people have seen, is one of these week clocks. I make a new dial for it. And you
Cool.
see and I've made all kinds of interesting dials. So, and these are going to be relatively free, if not cheap, at some time in the future when I get it together to try and sell things. So in any case, we can just hold up things there. Harvey, what are you?
Yeah, okay, so what I've got here is my wife's cousin's son just graduated from college, and he decided he wanted to buy himself a present. And he called me before he bought this, and what this is a 11 jewel nickel U.S. watch of Waltham, not American watch of Waltham, U.S. watch of Waltham. They were only there for about 10 years and then they died.
Yeah.
And so he brought this up to me to be worked on. And it's got a perfect dial. It was in the wrong case. It's a hunting case movement in an open face case. But he likes the silver case, so it's going to stay there. And I got to take this little guy apart, and it's interesting on the inside, but the most interesting part of it was kludging up a mainspring, because you cannot get a mainspring that's designed to fit that movement.
Oh.
But I kludged one up, and it ran 33 hours.
Good. That's really
What does that
good.
involve when you have to adapt a mainspring?
Well, in this case, it needed a pin on top and bottom to hold it in the barrel. And what I had that fit, that was the right length and the right thickness and the right width, was, I think it's from an Elgin 18 size, and it's got tabs. So I had to file away the tabs until they were the thickness of pins.
Wow.
And then I could put it into the barrel and everything was fine.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. You know, you'd think that they would ever standardize their mainsprings, but you still see oddball stuff, you know, on mainsprings. The Austrians come to mind. You know, the Austrians just had a little fold at the inside of the barrel at the arbor, and it dropped into a slot, and then you wound it up. Once they're broken, there's no replacements for them.
Yeah.
You just have to make